everyone, and welcome to Teach About Speech. My name is Mia Terry, and today I am joined with Annick Tumolo. Hi, Annick.
Hi.
So, Annick, do you want to start with introducing yourself?
Sure. So yes, my name is Annick Tumolo, and I have been a speech language pathologist since 2003. I live here in San Francisco and have my own private practice, Naturally Speaking San Francisco, and I also work part-time in San Carlos School District.
Oh, wonderful. So you do a lot of work with children, I would assume.
Yes, yes.
Oh, wonderful. All right. Well, what made you want to become an SLP?
Oh, wow. Well, it was a bit of a journey, actually. I did not know what a speech language pathologist was until my senior year of undergrad when I took a communication studies class, and my instructor was a speech pathologist. And basically, after a bad experience as an intern with American movie classics, I did some soul searching, trying to figure out, what would I be good at? And I loved that class so much. I even saved a test that I achieved a 98 on, and I still have it to this day. And so I think that spoke to me, and I contacted my professor, who advised me to take a couple of classes to see if it would be something that, I would be interested in, since I'd have to pursue a master's, as well as take extra courses since I didn't major in it. And I did that and never looked back.
Oh, that's great to hear because it's a testament to that you really can start this career at any point in your college path, and whether you major in communication sciences and disorders, or if you don't, there's still options for you, and taking a postbac or extra courses can help people achieve their dreams of being an SLP.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I know we spoke a bit before, and you work a lot with children who stutter. Do you want to talk a bit more about what it's like to work in that population?
Definitely. Yeah. So one of my big passions is working with children who stutter. And I've had a lot of experiences, including the opportunity to work as an SLP trainee at Camp Shoutout in Michigan, which is a camp specifically for kids who stutter. And it was founded by Julie Rayner and Kristen Camella, both SLPs in our field. And Kristen herself is a board certified fluency specialist, who had stuttered years ago, all the way through early adulthood herself, and works with so many hundreds of children, or thousands probably at this point. And so I was able to be a SLP trainee there. And by the way, graduate students can attend for amazing experiences and credit. And so that was one of my, amazing experiences. But I also have always, ever since grad school, got opportunities to work with both kids and an adult who stuttered. And I find that I get the most, I don't know, I get such satisfaction by working with the population, and seeing seeing children just become empowered by becoming their own experts in stuttering, and grow to acceptance, because I think it's just so important. And it's so important that we educate others and teachers and the general population about how to interact with someone who stutters, that, we shouldn't act any different than we do with anyone else.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. What a good way to put it. And also, that's a great resource for graduate students too. I'll make sure to link that camp down below. And then while we're talking about kind of the misconceptions about people who stutter, do you mind sharing a few common ones that people might miss?
Yeah, I mean, I think that one of the things that people do because they think that they're helping, whether it's peers or adults or parents, is that when a child stutters, they want to help them by completing their thought or completing their sentence. And that's really something that, I try to tell parents and the children that I'm working with, to tell others not to do that, to let them speak, because just like you and I, we wouldn't want to be interrupted and have somebody just assume what we're going to say, what our words are next, right? So that's a huge one. And also another huge one is to call stuttering what it is. Stuttering is stuttering. We have to address the elephant in the room. And if we don't talk about it, if we call it something else, we increase shame and we create this shame in the child, and as if something is wrong with them when there's nothing wrong with them. They have a speech difference. So those are my 2 cents.
Oh, that's beautiful. And while we're on the topic, do you mind speaking a bit more about, I know that there's two main ways that kind of therapy can be adjusted for somebody who stutters. One is shaping and the other is modification, or I could be mistaken, but could you
Right.
kind of talk about the different methods that can be used to assist a person who stutters?
Oh, sure. So I think, yeah, you're talking about fluency shaping and stuttering modification techniques. And even before we begin, or before I begin, I want to establish as much of a relationship as possible with the child, of trust, really find out where they're coming to me from. What is their idea of stuttering? Do they want it? Can they talk about stuttering openly? Have they talked to their friends? Can I talk to their parents about it? Because there's such an emotional piece to that as well. And that's so important, and is to include their interests and to find out what is difficult for them and what they want out of therapy themselves. Like, do they know, and what will help them? So besides the, stuttering modification, fluent techniques, such as, for example, a stuttering modification would be catching the stutter, right? Catching themselves in the stutter and then being able to ease out of it. As an example, fluency shaping is more like slower, smooth speech, pausing between phrases, things like that, to increase fluency. And both are important to teach a client, because you never know what they might like, but it's also important to teach them about what stuttering is, learn facts about stuttering, read books to them about stuttering. Recently, I had a teacher read a storybook to the class, and the specific book is called I Talk Like the River. And I can't tell you how amazing the feedback was from my client's mom, who said he was thrilled that this teacher did that, because it, again, addressed the elephant in the room and started the conversation openly about stuttering. So anyway, the idea is that there's so much to stuttering therapy that it's really not just techniques. And I think that that's a misconception. There's so much involved, but it's so much fun. It's so rewarding because you get to develop these amazing relationships.
Oh, that's lovely. And the emotional component, I could imagine, is extremely important. Like you said, having a compassion-based approach can help people be more accepting of themselves and really embrace the speech that they have proudly, and also help them connect with their peers and have the peers understand a bit more too. I know for one of my classes that I took, we actually wrote a children's book to help students learn more about their peers who might stutter. And it was really fun to kind of do the research. So I actually read the book you spoke of a minute ago, and it was great. I wish I had it when I was a kid, because I think it would have created a more accepting environment in my elementary school. But yes, absolutely. It's good to know.
Yeah, that's
And yeah, and I kind of wanted to learn a bit more about what a day in the life of your practice looks like.
Yeah, well, as far as my private practice, I see both clients in person and via teletherapy, and based on their needs, or sometimes geographic location as well, if parents want to pursue services with me despite the distance. And I basically see my private clients on Mondays and Fridays typically, and then I have my school district job Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So it's nice, it's flexible. I don't usually see more than about 6 to 9 private clients at a time, because I really want to have that time to develop those relationships and do my best work, so to speak.
Yes, I can imagine it'd be hard to connect with somebody if you're popping in and out of rooms and racing between appointments. So that's wonderful that you leave a little leeway to be able to establish that, because that is so important. It speaks more than words can do. So,
Yes, definitely.
and then do you have any advice for students who want to become a speech pathologist or who are interested in the field, especially your field of work, stuttering?
Yeah, I mean, I would advise them to kind of, I would say the same thing that I was told, take some classes if you can. If you're not quite sure, see if you can get into classes. I took a couple at a private college that allowed me to take them without being a major. So that's one option. Another one is to see, network, see who's out there, see people I find in the field, especially of stuttering, are so unbelievably helpful. And especially someone like Kristen Camella, for example. And it's just worth reaching out to them directly. Of course, there's websites like the Stuttering Foundation that are great resources to go to as well. But there really is a plethora of resources out there and ways to find out more information.
Oh, that's wonderful. And then I know we touched on this a bit earlier. Would you mind, do you have anything that you'd like to say to the general population about stuttering, or ways that we can help as a society, embrace it and accept it as a part of our community?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say again, like normalizing stuttering as much as possible, right? When we talk to someone who stutters, try to remain neutral. Let that person speak. Don't suddenly get on, like if you feel uncomfortable inside, don't show that on your face. There was a New York Times piece that was recently published. It's a video and it's an opinion piece about, and it's I Stutter, I believe it's called. And it's amazing, and they're great lessons to learn coming from someone who stutters. So I suggest that if you can, to view that to learn more. But yeah, I think that the more we accept someone who stutters, the better, and the more we speak about it openly will be great for all of us.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. Well, thank you so much. And if you would like to shout out your business or any place where people can find you, go ahead and do so.
Yeah, well, again, I work for Naturally Speaking San Francisco. I have a Facebook page. I have a website. I do have an Instagram, not that I publish there very much. I also have a Facebook group, though, called Innovative SLPs, and it's open to any SLPs, graduate students who might be interested. There's a great amount of amazing experienced professionals always willing to help, support, to educate on the newest trainings out there, give advice. So feel free to join that group, and I'd love to see you.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll talk to you soon.
Great. Thank you so much, Mia.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.